welcome to the Good Buds Podcast, the show where good buds smoke good buds and talk about them. I'm Curtis.
I'm Shank.
Here.
Isaac's here.
And this is episode 73, airing Monday, March 21st, 2022, on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and many more. Thanks for joining us.
Before we start, I'd like to thank LumenSpot and My High Shop for sponsoring this episode and all the other ones before it. Check them out in the links below, and we'll talk more about them later.
So, guys, how are you doing today? How are you guys doing? How are my buds? My buds been smoking some buds?
Man, good. Yeah, a little bit of a stressful day, but the buds have been helping with that as always.
Oh, yeah. And Isaac, you smoking weed yet?
No.
All right, we'll get there.
I'm kidding.
But, yeah,
Still
we'll
love
get there.
you. I love
Yeah.
you and everything about you,
Yeah.
including your tattoos.
That's
your
right.
Sweet little tattoos.
That's right.
Which are cartoons.
Yeah, and that's actually, I was going to say, we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to all of our hearts today, right, Curtis?
Cartoons.
Cartoons. Yeah, we're the most mature. We are the most mature podcast on the internet, so we are going to handle this with the utmost respect and dignity. And
So you guys remember the third episode of Spongebob?
Oh man. But before we start railing on the cartoons and talking about the cartoons and everything like that, we should always start the episode the same way we usually do, right, Curtis?
Absolutely. With our bongs packed full of weed, I got one right here full of some nice banana macaroon.
And I has that. Oh, hold on. RockBud. And I got that good RockBud right here.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully, Isaac, what do you got for us today? Is that a Coca-Cola? A vanilla Coca-Cola? A cherry Coca-Cola?
Looks like a cherry cock to me.
Cherry cock.
Cherry cock today.
Ah, cherry cock.
Very good.
It's cock with cherry flavor.
Cock with cherry.
Now, buds at home, hopefully you have your bongs packed, your bowls packed, your joints rolled, your blunts rolled, your vapes ready, your rigs ready, whatever your proper medical receptacle is. It is time to blaze it, toke, shaboke, or eat your edibles.
Yeah, eat your edibles. Toke smoke. Oh.
Ooh.
God damn, that is delicious. And as we always say, if you want to know about those strains, Curtis, tell the buds where they can find those, the information. Okay. So, Curtis, you want to tell the buds where they can get the information about these lovely strains we're smoking this week?
God. Okay.
So, Curtis, you want to tell the buds where they can get the information about these tasty strains we're smoking this week?
On our YouTube page, of course. We have plenty of content there, including our strain reviews, and we have other stuff that you can check out, including the podcast, which you are probably listening to right now. But check out our YouTube and subscribe while you're there.
Do it. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. We also have some great social media links for you buds to check down below in the description. We've got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we have a Discord server that's currently popping off. And if you buds jump in there, you can join in on the memes, the fun, the conversation, all around great behind-the-scenes content that you don't normally get to see in front of the actual camera, metaphorically.
If you want well, you can get some better behind-the-scenes content if you head over to our Patreon page, where you can start your donation for as low as $1, help the show get a little bit better, get some live content, get some content behind the scenes, and, you know, all that fun stuff. We love you for it. You can join our other patrons, such as Mr. Isaac, Mr. Benji Bills, and thank you all again. But, of course, you don't have to join our Patreon. Just a little subscribe, little comment, little share. Anything free, it helps.
The free stuff feels good, too.
Exactly. And Isaac, where do we game?
Twitch?
We do that.
You guys are on Twitch. I'm on the hub.
Twitch?
No, I'm on
He
the
just
hub.
He just hasn't been streaming as much, but still at the same
I
time.
stream the least out of all of us, so
Yeah.
fuck it. We're still shouting it out. Good buds
Yeah.
Shank, good buds
Oh.
Curtis, good buds Isaac. Go follow us.
Yeah, like
No.
one of us is usually streaming at some point. I know I stream fairly regularly. Curtis and Isaac both. We all play. We're all very variety streamers. So if you enjoy that kind of gaming content, go check out Twitch. But Before we start bantering, Curtis, I'm gonna light this this here doobie that I got. What do you think?
I'm gonna do the same thing. Blaze it tok.
Broke. Mm-hmm. All right. So
Why don't you guys just smoke the joints and the bongs at the same time?
That's called a birthday cake, and I don't have time for that.
yeah, no, I'd rather I just like to get a nice bong hit off the get go to get a good rip into the lungs, and then I light the joint for. It's kind of like taking a shot. It's kind of like taking a shot, like and then like when you first get to the bar, and then grabbing a mixed drink. You know, like you take the shot to give you an immediate boom, and then oh yeah, Curtis can do both. He's smoking the joint and the bong at the same time. There you go. That's some quality technique there.
Well,
Isaac, sir.
well,
Isaac.
You have opened his eyes to a new thing. Now, for the buds at home who are listening to the podcast or watching on YouTube, because I'm not certain if Curtis is going to animate that or
I'm
not. Basically, what he just did was he held the joint in his lips while he put his lips to the bong, to the top of his bong, and he inhaled through the bong with the
joint inside of the bong.
Joint inside the stem of the bong with so he inhaled through like the sides of his lips and through the joint to draw through the bong as he took a hit, and that was incredible. Frankly, it was amazing, and that's something that we may need to put on Instagram at some point. Make that the new challenge, like call it the joint stem challenge or something like that.
but again,
You guys doing it again, yeah, and that's solid. You got the technique down now. Actually, I'm gonna try too.
Sorry, guys. This is gonna be the first part of the podcast. Just getting really fucking baked.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this out myself actually, because I've never tried it. So.
You came up with a great suggestion, Isaac.
Okay, my joint is lit.
you sound like you have tears in your eyes right now, Curtis.
I don't.
We can do this.
Wipe some away.
You're
Too much.
You're
Too much.
You're inhaling on your joint too much before you even start lighting the bong.
Too much. No, it's too much. I'm gonna have to. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit that later for you buds on Instagram.
Needs the technique for Curtis. You gotta teach him the technique.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Curtis is gonna have to do a masterclass on the technique because he's got it down. Looks like he's doing the Popeye style. He's got it kind of like half held kind of thing. I'm gonna have to try that out for sure.
Okay.
My goodness.
So now with fuck.
Now that Curtis
Okay.
is blazed out of his gourd, and I am too because I was just mega chugging on this joint while I was trying to do that.
Cartoons.
So I want to lead off. This is something we don't normally do. I'd like to let Isaac lead this off by talking about his favorite cartoon series because it is one that is permanently tattooed on him. And so
Yes.
I would like for him to be able to lead off
Not-
the go. Lead
Not
off
only
the charge.
that, it's a very integral cartoon to start off with.
It's true. It's an important
all.
fucking cartoon all around. Like it's like a source of many memes and much good times.
Isaac, what is it?
Well, I have two technically, so
Yeah, but we're not. You know which one we're talking about.
well, my first one then, the SpongeBob one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, SpongeBob.
First piece, favorite piece so far. I mean, I like my second piece, but
Trust me,
Still
we
my
all
favorite.
love Tom and Jerry as
Yeah.
well, which
Tom and
is
Jerry
his
are
second
lit.
piece.
Real
He
OGs.
has Tom. For those who don't know, he has Tom, Jerry, and Spike chasing each other around his wrist.
Yeah.
Yep.
But above
I thought that
that
was
is
perfect to do.
no, it is perfect. And above that though, we got SpongeBob with the PS4 controller,
So
which
obviously
is lit.
his love of gaming and stuff like that, but his love of SpongeBob. So Isaac,
Yes.
let us know about SpongeBob. When was it that you were first introduced? First remember? What do you
Oh,
know
man.
about the show?
So had a rough childhood really, so I didn't get to watch SpongeBob a lot. So I never had cable. I didn't get cable until like 6th grade.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in between then until I got cable, like times are tough.
Right.
Still times are tough after, but
Yeah, no, I get it.
But when I would go to my grandmother's house who did have cable, I was able to watch SpongeBob, and SpongeBob to me was like an escape from everything
Yeah.
because it's just like, I mean,
Well, it's the goofiest shit, right?
you didn't have cartoons on normal TV unless it
You
was
had-
set morning, right?
You had Sesame Street, you had Saturday Morning, and
Oh,
occasionally you
but
would
yeah,
have a
but
PBS.
Yeah.
PBS. By the time I got home from
But
school,
that
I
was
got
it.
because when I got home from school, when I was in middle school, the time I got home was at like 4 o'clock
Yeah.
because my school let out at 3:40, 3:30. So I'm getting home at 4 o'clock. So PBS is like 2 shows over.
Yeah.
And then Saturday morning, but that was it. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
SpongeBob was when I was able to go to my grandmother's house and watch it. It was an escape from everything,
yeah.
and it would
Hit
just
that good
all
spot.
float. It would all float away from my head, and I'm just enjoying the moment of SpongeBob because
Just off
SpongeBob
catching
was just
jellyfish.
off catching jellyfish because I always wanted to watch it and I couldn't.
That's wild, man.
And
now you can pimp yourself out in SpongeBob swag. So like, I mean,
that's what
I'm saying. Life was rough, and it's good that SpongeBob gave you something to like look forward to, and like that, like upbeat, like it's like I said, it's goofy and fun. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Curtis.
Now, even though you only had to, or you only got to watch it occasionally at grandma's house and stuff like that, still obviously enjoyed it enough. When you finally did get cable in 6th grade, had you moved on from it, or were you excited to have it now and then just started binge watching as much SpongeBob as you could?
I still watched as much as I could, but then I did also watch other shows. Obviously, Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Right.
Opened my mind. What else was around? I think a few years later, Total Drama Island came out.
Yeah, TDI.
There was
came out in America. I believe it was in Canada.
Oh yeah,
like a year before that, and then they started releasing them at the same time. Lucha Libres.
Lucha Libre.
Or Mucha Lucha?
Mucha Lucha.
Yeah,
Mucha Lucha with Jet Black.
Yeah, Mucha
Lucha. What's that one
goofy.
show? It was on Cartoon Network. I forget the name, but it took place in a mall, and one of the fucking characters worked at this giant lemonade.
16.
That was 16. That was it on Nickelodeon, and that was also another Canadian show that had
16,
been transferred over.
Yep, 16.
Yep.
I remember when that show came
that.
out, and I was like, fuck yeah, that actually really well captures like mall rat, like lifestyle pretty well, because that's what they had in my town was mall rats. We had a mall, and that's it.
No, we'll get back to 16 in a little bit, but
yeah.
For me in particular, some of the growing up ones that, being a kid who grew up in, I got some of the 90s shows, like obviously I got a lot of the reruns by 98, 97, or 97, 98, 99.
Yeah.
So I was getting the reruns. I was a back end of the 90s kid, but I was still technically a 90s kid. So I'm enjoying all these 90s shows and everything, but I also got to enjoy the peak of my childhood in like the 2000s, early 2000s and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, obviously SpongeBob was a huge part, but the biggest thing for me was specifically the animator Butch Hartman and anything that he did. For the reason that Butch Hartman grew up in the same town that I grew up in Michigan. So it's very cool, You have a guy who grew up, became famous, and then created two of my favorite shows of all time at the time, which were Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
And along the years, he created other stuff like that. And then I learned later that he worked with Seth MacFarlane on Johnny Bravo and other Hanna-Barbera cartoons in the early 90s.
Oh, mama.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Bravo was one of the fucking peak cartoons of all time. That dude's shtick would not fly now.
Oh, hell no.
He's a beta male, 100%.
They would have to... Yeah, if they were to do Johnny Bravo now, other than just like the little tweaks and moments that they meme him off of, like if they were just to redo him, they would have to completely change his character just to be like consenting.
I know.
Which is completely different.
Yeah, because like in the old show, he like grab
He
onto
would,
a woman and be like, "Hey, mom, I want to go home," and they'd be like, "Yeah," and they'd punch him or whatever, right? Which was funny because that's what women should do if a guy grabs onto them like that. But like,
right, get turned on.
but he wouldn't be able to like grab onto people like that. He would be the villain of the show.
Exactly.
Like he would be the bad guy now. But that was
Or
a
he would
great
just,
show.
or he would just come over and hover his hand over her waist and be like, "Hey, mama,
Yeah,
Well,
you
some
want it?
Keanu Reeves shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keanu
More
Reeves
like,
is a gentleman.
I think it would be more like butthead.
Oh, oh, oh.
Again, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to
But
that. Yeah, we'll get to that later. But no, straight up, like, no, I can see that because fucking, like, honestly, Fairly Odd Parents on its own, like, that show
Mm.
was incredible.
I
Like,
love that show.
I was a bit late in the game when I was a bit older when it came, like, into the scene and stuff. But even then, it was still like one of those shows that if it came on TV, I'd be like, all right, and I'd like sit back and I'd be baked out of my gourd by that point and just fucking like watching Cosmo and Wanda get up to shit.
And here's the best part. Like, I used to watch it as a kid, and it's just like colorful stuff on the TV. It's entertaining. Fairly Odd Parents. Oh, that would be so cool if I had my own godparents and shit like
Yeah,
that. You know. And then all these wacky
I
situations.
want a
It'd be
chocolate
cool.
shake.
Well, fucking a large goose, a rubber moose.
Pamplemousse.
God damn it.
Yeah, he's trying to remember the entire intro.
Fuck. Timmy is an average kid who no one understands. Mom and Dad Vicky always giving him commands. That's in the little fish gets everywhere. Once I spent credit. Wait. Obtuse, rubber goose, green moose, guava juice. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. I love it. It's like someone who doesn't know the alphabet off by heart being like, it's like P comes after. Oh. Like,
Reminds me of the one Family Guy thing where they get in a plane crash in Canada, and Peter was just like, maybe there's a way to learn how to start the fire from the song "I Start the Fire."
Uh-huh.
Something.
Yelling really loud. Something yelling really loud.
yeah, oh my god, yeah. We didn't start the damn it. Oh man. But straight up, like, no, that's but like on that show, like, honestly, I agree. Like, the wish fulfillment aspect of it was one thing, but like just the writing alone of like how the characters interacted was just comedy. Like, it was well done
Right.
comedy. Like, which is
And
not yeah.
And they had that nice balance also of just like regular word comedy, some comedy that was snuck in there for the adults, and also morals for the show, and also some background comedy. Like, if you read a couple of the background sides, it's like, it's something relevant to the effect, but it's funny at the time, or some shit like that.
And of course, we've got some of our favorite memes from that show. Like, one of my favorite things is every time I see something pink and green next to each other, I'm always like, "Oh, Cosmo and Wanda, you're not fooling anyone." Like,
no. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And of course, the Dimmadome Dome Dimdale Dim Dimmadome.
Doug Dimmadome.
Doug Dimmadome.
Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Doug Dimmadome Dimmadome.
The man with a hat that reaches the fucking stars.
Yeah, the stratospheric hat. Oh my god, straight up though, like that show, like. So
I
many
actually remember when me and my friends were like for my 8th grade field trip, we were going to Washington D.C.
Yeah.
And in the distance, you could see the Washington Monument, and my friends are like, "Everyone, look! It's the Washington Monument." I'm like, "No, it isn't. It's Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome."
Oh yes.
And everyone started laughing until for a while.
And everyone started laughing is where you cut off.
That was pretty much it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. Like honestly, like that's fucking comedy right there. Like that is comedy right there. Like that's golden.
Right.
And like, and honestly though, like when I was a kid, I mean, it might be a little bit before your guys' time, but I'm sure you've seen them through reruns and everything else because it's like honestly my favorite show from when I was a kid that I remember is timeless, which is the Batman TV series, the Batman TAS, the original Batman animated series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
I've seen some reruns, and I do like the original. Only thing, uh, hmm.
Well,
Doesn't
that's the
beat
thing
the
is
Adam West.
the
Sorry.
the the only reason. Well, no, that was
No,
that was even before my time. But I mean, I saw that obviously when I was a kid, but that was even before my time.
I liked the Batman animated. The Batman animated shows were all right, but for me, I was growing up in the time of the Justice League and
Hmm.
the original Teen Titans. So those were my
Which were
Meanwhile,
go-to
on
badass.
the
Which were
shows.
Legend of
badass. And the
Doom.
thing is both of those shows though, like, owe everything they had
To the
to
original
Batman
Batman show.
TAS. Yeah,
Yeah.
to Batman TAS, the animated series, because when that show came out in 1992, and like honestly, it was one of those things. It was made by Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, and Mitch Bryan. Like, and these three
Oh,
dudes worked together to make like they called it like Gothic Deco or something like that. It was like Art Deco, but with a Gothic style, and it really kind
And
of
it was fucking
influenced
beautiful.
Gotham. Like, it influenced what Gotham looked like as a city, like from then until today, right? Even today, like it's still when you see it, it's got that like Art Deco kind of weird Gothic
man.
vibe to it, and like that's because of these dudes. And it's so crazy because this show was the first show that they animated on a black background. Like basically every other show, like it would be like they would have a white
White
plate,
background
like a white
to make
plate,
it
and then
light.
they would have a white plate, and then they'd animate it and everything else and that kind of thing. But with this show, they started with a black background, and like everything else was like added in after the fact, and it gave the show this like dark, gritty kind of edge to it. That and like the stylism of the characters, like how the characters were styled and everything like that, influenced animation from then forward in like Western animation, at least, right? Like it's kind of like how like the anime shows of the 70s and like the 60s, 70s, and 80s made like the anime that we know now, in the same way that those shows back in the 70s and 80s made the anime we know. Like this Batman the animated series made the animation that we know in Western, like the Western world now. Like when we see new shows, like you see new shows pop up, like you can tell, like even shows that you love, like look at Danny Phantom, look at like Fairly Odd Parents, like you can see
Oh yeah.
stylistically how this show like would have influenced them, right, and the people who made them, and it's like
Well, actually,
so
I'm gonna
good.
check
And it
right
was,
now and see if. But yeah,
yeah,
What,
because so go ahead, Isaac.
when I think of those old cartoons like that, like the Batman, the Spider-Man one,
Yeah,
the only thing that honestly hits me in the head, like nostalgia, is for some reason. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
meanwhile, it's the Legion of Doom. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. And like honestly though, like even that old Spider-Man show, like that was like, the one that it came out in like the 70s and 80s. That was a little bit even before my time. I still watched that when I was a kid, but then I saw that Spider-Man show that came out in the 90s. And that show was like fucking lit. This is like the one where like Spider-Man got turned into Man Spider at one point. They got into the whole like fucking like Ben Parker, Peter Parker, like two Spider-Mans like storyline. They went through like so many of his iconic villains were created in that too. Like you got like the Shocker, Electro, fucking Rhino, Scorpion. They were all invented for that TV show. Like and like it was amazing. And that's one of those shows that in the 90s, like when that came out, I watched the shit out of that. But Batman the animated series was like just there was something different about it because the characters were more like grounded than most cartoons. Like they tried their hardest to keep it like somewhat grounded, and that showed that like you could mix the kind of the real world with this weird fantasy world, and like it led to a lot of really cool like storylines down, like I mean, like down the line you end up
the
with like fucking crazy shit, and like even the extended movies and stuff like that, like like the fucking Gray Mask and everything else and that kind of thing, like it really. And not only that, but it also introduced the world to Kevin Conroy's Batman.
uh,
And Kevin Conroy's
no,
been playing Batman for like a long
oh,
time.
wow. Yeah.
A long
Now
time.
I know when I got HBO Max, my eyes definitely got opened up a lot more to the Batman animated
Mm.
aspect, considering a lot of them were either on VHS, DVD, or you had to catch them on a certain cartoon show
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Channel,
Boomerang.
Cartoon Network,
Like
or
on
whatever,
a
or
time
Boomerang
slot,
or
yeah.
something. Now, as soon as I got HBO, they have every single Batman property on there right now, basically.
Fuck
All the
yeah.
old movies from the one in '89 all the way up
I think
through the Dark Knight
Oh, by the way,
trilogy.
Michael Keaton is coming back as Batman in one of the upcoming Flashpoint movie.
Fuck
They're
yeah,
doing
that's
they're
sexy.
they're making a standalone Flash movie, and it's going to be for the Flashpoint paradox and stuff like that, and the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and Michael Keaton is coming
Okay.
back as his Batman.
Nice, that's cool.
But
the
yeah,
So-
only
go ahead.
animated Batman I've seen is the Killing Joker.
The Killing Joke
It
was
was
so
good.
good.
But when I got HBO Max, I went on a little bit of a binge going through all the not all of them, but going through quite a few of the animated movies.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, they're pretty fucking fantastic, even though
Under the
a
Red
lot
Hood,
of them
amazing.
are similar. Under the Red Hood was good. I saw The Killing Joke, and that
Amazing.
one was amazing. Gotham by Gaslight, which is him
Also amazing,
hunting
yeah.
down Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. And the last Batman being a ninja was
Oh
awesome.
yeah, the anime style one.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was
There's
one
do
last
they
one
do
that
they
I
have one
s-
for Hush? I don't think so.
I think that one actually might have just came out recently. No, they recently did Injustice,
Yeah, Injustice, which oh my god.
which I haven't seen that one yet, but
I'm
I
not gonna
played the video
spoil it,
game,
yeah.
so I'm imagining it's gonna be great.
It's distinct in its own right, but it's really, really good.
Do you like fashionable and unique clothing? Do you like things that shine super bright when exposed to light? Do you like discounts? Do you like advertisements that ask, "Do you like?" over and over, knowing there is no direct way for you to answer back? If you answered yes to all of these questions, or even just the first three, check out lumenspot.com for some lit clothing and accessories, and use the code GoodBudsPodcast at the checkout for 50% off and free shipping. Thank you, Lumenspot, for sponsoring us, and thank all of you for listening. Check it out today with the link below in the description.
So one big thing that obviously happens with most people is they grow up a little bit from their childhood to adulthood, and for me, going from Batman the Animated Series, like I started to look into more like shows that kind of resonated with me as a teenager. You know, like
Right.
I mean, because I saw that as a kid, and I was like, you know, I want to be Batman, and then I was like, capitalism is flawed as a teenager, so I looked for, you know,
See, for me, as a child, I'm like, okay, I really like cartoons. I like this stuff and that stuff. I don't really like. I kind of like the real life action stuff, like Drake and Josh and stuff of that nature at the time. Amanda Bynes show,
Sweet
all
Life of
that.
Zack and Cody.
Yeah, I wasn't a Disney show.
Wait, can we take
But I love
just a
Sweet-
moment that MGK just looks like Kyle from the Amanda Bynes show?
You're not wrong.
From the what show?
The fucking Amanda Bynes show.
Oh, totally.
Totally.
You know who else looks like him? Drake Bell.
Yeah. Well, wait a
I
minute.
don't know. Well, Drake Bell. I think he's looking pretty orange right now.
Oh, no, he only got probation and a fine.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But
Thanks,
anyway,
Cleveland.
Thanks, Cleveland.
it was only child endangerment. So anyway, yeah, the live action stuff wasn't like I
Yeah.
laughed, but it wasn't the main thing I liked. I liked the cartoon. So
Yeah.
growing from child to teenager / young adult, I'm like, you know what? I need to stop watching these kinds of cartoons.
Yeah.
I need to start watching more adult shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, then I found out that adults make cartoons too, considering my older brother would watch those and show me those, and then I would know about those.
Yeah.
So shows like South Park, Family Guy, The Simpsons,
Of course.
and these kind of started getting integrated into my head early, like after school. 4 o'clock and 4:30 were 2 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh, and right after that was The Simpsons at 5
Yeah.
o'clock and 5:30.
Yeah.
So I got 2 episodes and 2 episodes. So yeah, and then growing forward, I'm like, all right, Adult Swim exists. Stay up a little bit later, watch some Cartoon Network. It turns to Adult Swim. Bam, you get Family Guy, you get American Dad, you get Squidbillies, you get
all of these
Mission
great
Hill.
shows. Oh man, like Mission Hill was one of the ones that like honestly was really integral to me growing up. Like when I found that show, I was like blown away by the fact that like it was a cartoon, but it was like visceral.
Now, for the viewer, or some of the younger viewers, or some of the viewers who may not know, Mission Hill was a show that aired on a Adult Swim in America, at least, and it only aired for a little bit at a time, and it only aired. Fuck. I don't know how many seasons or
I think
anything
it only
about it
had
was.
one. I think it only had one season because of the
Okay.
writer's strike. It was one
Okay,
of
that
the.
makes sense.
It was one of the 3 shows I watched at the time that all got killed by the writer's strike. That were all brilliant fucking cartoons, and on all 3 of them got killed completely by the writer's strike.
Y-
One of them was Clone High. Only got 1 season, killed by the writer's strike because the writer's strike happened. They couldn't get the season written for it. They just never renewed the contract. The other
Right.
one was Mission Hill. They got 1 season, never came back, like couldn't get another one because of the writer's strike again. And the third
Mind
one
you,
is
Mission Hill. Oh,
yeah,
sorry, continue.
and I was gonna say, and the third one is Undergrads, which also only got
Oh, yeah.
1 season, which was amazing. Left on like a bit of a cliffhanger with some resolution, but it only got 1 season, and again, it got killed by the writer's strike. The writer's strike happened, and all 3 of those amazing shows
Now,
gone.
Undergrads, I saw a couple episodes, but I never got super into it because it didn't air
They're what
all
made
that
me
much.
love Good Charlotte, because the intro song was Good Charlotte. So
Fair point. But yeah, I didn't get too much of that show, so that way I didn't, or so I don't have too much to say about that. I never saw Clone High, or at least to my knowledge, I never saw Clone High. Mission Hill, I remember that show because it was hilarious. There was the guy who always jumped from the fucking second floor onto the couch, and I remember in one episode they moved the couch and he just completely fell on his
yeah,
ass.
ate shit. Yeah,
I remember that was the show that basically first introduced me to an openly gay couple
yep.
that actually loved and appreciated each other.
Yeah, and weren't like written as a complete gimmick, you know, like they were funny, they were funny people, but they weren't written as like a gimmick, you know, like they were written as
Right.
actual characters in the show.
One of them was a fucking butcher who was fucking super big and strong, fucking huge meathead.
Yeah.
He could easily beat the fuck out of you, but he loved his partner, who is this skinny, frail, nerdy guy with glasses who ran like a flower shop, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was awesome. It was a great, and and of course, like that
I
show.
love you, honey.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Oh, Daryl, or whatever. the
Daryl.
fucking
Yeah. No,
one
yeah,
person-
like, yeah, but seriously, like that show, and like, it's honestly like the fact that it showed like a realistic kind of like life that wasn't like necessarily idealized. Like they ran into shit situations, and
The dude was a drunk, and he would always run
Yeah.
into either ex-girlfriends or one-night stands, or
yeah,
face the fucking landlord because he didn't have money for rent or some shit like that.
exactly. Like things didn't always go the character's way, but like they were like, so they were like not perfect characters, which I think is the difference between like kid shows and adult shows, is that even though kids are flawed, it's usually more in a ha 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 kind of way, and when adults are flawed, it's more in a ooh kind of way.
I can relate to that, and that's
Yeah, I can relate
unfortunate.
to that, and I'm in this
No.
meme, and I don't like it.
Now, we could also talk about the show that fucking deeply personified, running into shit situations and shit other characters and stuff like that, which is Ugly Americans, a show
Oh my
that
God.
literally takes place in hell, where you
Oh,
literally
yeah.
face your demons every single fucking day.
Yeah, and you're right. And that show, like, you're definitely right about the fact that like it literally was all about running into shit, like running into something that you don't want to run into.
Your boss is literally Satan. You're dating, or your girlfriend is a fucking demon sometimes. She's awesome other times.
Yeah,
Your best friend's cool with you, but he's a fucking zombie when it comes to, getting your back and shit like that.
yeah, exactly, and like and even that, like, it's like if we're talking about shows that are like kind of ramp it up to 10, South Park.
Oh,
It's important to
fuck
talk about South Park.
yes. Absolutely. Well, I think, what was the first interaction you had with South Park? Because you being the youngest of us, you probably would have started in the latest, hypothetically.
It was on basic TV, so this was like before I had cable, actually, shockingly.
No.
And it aired like at midnight or something. And I was, it was weird. I may not have cable, but I had a TV in my room, at least with an antenna.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I was just flipping through the channels midnight, kid up late, just got school, but fuck it, right?
Yeah.
And I end up running in the South Park. I don't remember what episode it was.
Do you remember anything of what was going on, or
Not
just that it
really.
was fucking hilarious?
It was just it was a cartoon. Like I don't remember any for as much as I can remember, nothing terrible actually was happening, right?
Right.
I got like a good 10 minutes of it until my mother came in my room because they yell at me to go to fucking sleep. You got school in the morning and saw what I was watching. Instantly, like, you can't watch that. Turn that off.
Well-
Yeah, caught you watching it.
I kind of had a similar instance.
And I'm just like, what?
what was wrong with it? It was a cartoon.
It's literally a cartoon. No, it's not. Get the fucking bed.
Jesus Christ. This is a fucking Christian Minecraft server.
See, I had a similar experience. When I was growing up, my brother, obviously being older than me, he would be in the living room, the one place where we had a TV, and he would watch, whatever he would watch. At the time, it was South Park because he was like 13 years old or so.
Yeah.
Me only being 10, my parents are still like, I don't want, or no, it was a little bit, like my brother was like 12 and I was like 9 or so. So my parents are still like, we don't want you watching that yet. So I'm in the computer room playing a violent video game on the computer where I'm shooting people in first person. But then it's time to come out for dinner. So come out for dinner. I hear something in the room or living room and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go grab something real quick in the living room before we eat. Go in there. My brother was watching South Park. It's literally Stan Marsh just walking down a hallway in a fucking hospital while doctors are going by him. So I just sit down and I'm just start watching for a little bit. My mom's like, Curtis, what are you doing in here? Nope. Turns it off. And I'm like, what? It was a cartoon. Nope, you can't watch that cartoon. Not that one.
That's
Literally,
funny as hell.
I had the same instance with also Family Guy. And Family Guy, I was at a younger age, and I'm thinking it's a cartoon. I'm not listening to it saying it's fucking bright colors on a TV.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, for some reason,
As far as you're concerned, it's Yo Gabba Gabba.
Straight up.
I don't know why, but I can
don't
honestly
understand any
remember
of these
this
jokes.
episode
Right.
of Family Guy. It was the at the time it was the newest episode, which was Stewie was getting he was having like things and he realized, oh wait, maybe if I start drinking, and he started getting like drunk all the time because of something.
Oh, and they built the bar
yeah.
in the basement?
No. This is before. No. That's way too.
No, it
far
was
back.
when Stewie just started copying Peter by like drinking.
He started copying Brian,
Oh yes.
and Brian was just like, to get you to stop drinking, I'm gonna get you so fucking drunk, basically. And they're at the fucking clam.
Yeah.
And I can remember it started with Horace bringing them their drinks, and he's like, "Is he 18? The drinking age is 21." Oh, walks away.
And it just walks away.
and I can also instantly remember when fucking Stewie was like, "You're drunk. Give me the keys. I'll drive." And they crash into it, and he's just like, I can remember that to a T, and I got yelled
That's
at.
wild.
Hey, you can't
I don't
watch that,
think-
you're too
I
young."
don't think
now-
there was anything with TV shows that happened to me like that, but I remember one time when I was like 10 or 11, I bought an ICP tape and my mom made me return it to the store because she would not let me listen to
Oh
it.
shit! Shake is
Did
the
you
kid
know
from
what
that
it was?
Eminem music video.
Yeah, straight up. But to be fair, it was the album with "Fuck the World" on it. It was a great Malenko.
At the time, did you know what it was, or did you just think, oh, this looks like a cool album?
Yeah, no, I knew what it was. I already knew.
Okay.
Oh, so Shake was the kid in that Eminem music video.
I didn't mind
without
though.
me.
I didn't mind because I ended up trading it in, and then when I swapped it in, I got the Matrix soundtrack, which was fucking fire. So actually, I don't even think it was. No, it wasn't the Matrix soundtrack. What? It was for another movie. I can't remember, but it had like Rage Against the Machine on it and all kinds of shit. I loved it.
What? Wait, what? Who are the
Fast
two
and Furious?
No, it was way before that.
Who are the two main people in that ICP? Or is that what? Yeah, that was
Violent
ICP.
J and Shaggy Two Dope.
Yeah.
Too bad they didn't break into your house and make you return it like the
That would have
Eminem
been
video.
fucking. That would have been hilarious, man.
They're just like, parent advisory.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, hey man, That's the thing is like I was just like fucking glad that Like I was, it's I got to swap it out for something else because
Right.
yeah, no, it wasn't.
Oh,
To be fair, I'm not really. I like ICP, but I'm not a giant fan. So I'm glad I ended up getting something cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got something cool. No, it's fucking so. But anyway, but that's the only thing like that with it. Like it never happened with cartoons when I was a kid. I don't think my mom ever saw me watching a cartoon and was like, no,
dude.
can't watch that.
You know what? I can honestly say I can relate to the kids who got caught with the porno mag. So I mean, hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, dude, you
so
got
back to
caught-
cartoons.
You got caught recently with a box of them.
And not
But,
those kind of cartoons. We're talking about
those
hentai
kind of
today.
cartoons are those kind of cartoons are out there.
Um,
But yeah, like
Tentacles.
The
yeah,
adult cartoons definitely. When I did finally start getting into watch them, like started with Family Guy, and my parents were okay with that because obviously it wasn't super violent or this or that or anything. Then eventually they started working and we got on demand, so I started watching South Park as much as I wanted.
yeah, man.
And I got in just literally the episode that I started. The first episode I ever saw front to back was Fun Times with Weapons. The ones where they're fucking ninjas and it has anime style.
Butters gets the knife stuck in, or the ninja star stuck in his eye. They
Oh
take
my
and dressing him like a
God.
dog and take him to the vet.
And it was the fucking funniest thing ever. I understood most of it, other than some of the sexual thing that went straight over my head because I was, a fucking dumb brain at the time.
Yeah,
And it was just great. And then kept watching. Then the Lice episode came out, Tourette's episode, the World of Warcraft episode, and
That
I
was a
fucking
good
love
one.
that. Even though I never played the World of Warcraft, I'm like, I want to play it, but I didn't have a computer
Yeah.
at the time that could run it.
yeah. No,
One of
I
my
don't.
favorite episodes is the one that has actually like PewDiePie in it.
Oh
And
yeah,
Cartman
one of the
starts
more
his
recent
own-
one.
Yeah.
Cartman starts his own channel.
Live streamers. Here we go. We have this Cartman Bra guy. He thinks he's a cool streamer. Let's just get him out of here. Pew. No.
Yeah.
That-
Man, but I remember when South Park came out. Like, I mean, I am old enough that I remember like the first time I saw South Park. I think was like the first episode of South Park because I remember hearing about it coming out and everybody was like, "Oh man, it's gonna be fucking awesome! It's gonna be hilarious! It's gonna be great!" Blah blah blah
Right.
blah. And so we all watched it. Everybody watched it like when it came out, and we were all like,
Oh man.
"Oh my god, this is totally fucking different." Like those kids said "fuck" on TV.
Literally
Like-
fucking
like-
every time.
An anal
Oh,
probe
what's her
that
name?
just
Like,
turned
yeah.
into a giant satellite
Like
dish. Out
like
of his
my
ass.
favorite line, I think from South Park. I think it's episode 3, and I've said this before, but my favorite like line is, "Now, kitty, that's my papa. Now, kitty, that's a bad kitty. Mom, kitty's being a dildo." And then the
think-
mom just chimes in and says, "Well, I know a special kitty that's sleeping with mommy tonight." Like that line, when I heard that line, when Cartman's like, "Mom, kitty's being a dildo," and
Yeah.
then the mom says, "Well, I know a special kitty that's sleeping with mommy tonight," I was like, "Oh my fucking god, this show! What is this? How can they make this?"
It's okay. Yeah, but it dramatically gets worse as we see it in the newer seasons of
I know.
the school
Now-
shooting episode.
I know. It's like there was
Now-
a school shooting today. Yeah, I know.
Now the first one that really struck home with me, where I started finally in depth listening to the episodes for the jokes and the humor and the deep meanings and shit,
Yeah.
was Giant Douche and Turd Sandwich.
Do you want to vote
'Cause
for
I'm-
a giant turd or a douche sandwich?
Because I'm going through the episode like,
giant
okay,
douche or
fuck
turd
PETA,
sandwich?
that's hilarious. P Diddy's coming in to kill some people, that's fucking hilarious.
Vote or
Which-
die.
Vote or die. Then you got fucking Giant Douche, Turd Sandwich, this whole stupid rivalry and a meaningless vote. But then when he gets down to the breaking it down, it's like, for me, I was watching this during the I think this was during the George Bush and John Kerry
Yep.
elections.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was completely for George Bush because I didn't like John Kerry at the time, which being a kid, it's like, okay, I don't fucking care really, but whatever. And then I'm listening to this and I'm like, holy shit, everyone's just a douche and a turd sandwich. And that
Yeah, they're
message has
all
stuck with me
douches.
ever
They're all
since.
turd sandwiches, and it doesn't make a difference.
You're always going to have to pick a douche and a turd sandwich.
Yeah. So
That's-
so So either you choose and you have the right to complain, or you don't choose and you just sit back and watch what happens.
And then it's funnier because in later episodes they call back in reference to it. Anytime they talk to electoral candidates, one is douche and one is turd sandwich.
Yeah.
We're here at the debate with douche and turd sandwich. So Mr. Garrison.
Yep. So fucking great.
Speaking of like one-liners from that show, my favorite episode is the Kanye episode, and my favorite one-liner is,
If I was a homosexual or a fish, I would know.
Yep. Oh man,
"No,
that
I'm
episode.
not a gay fish. I'm
And
a
actually-
genius."
And talking about that episode, just touching on it, I think I mentioned it in passing before, but there was I was watching an interview with the comedian, with the dude who wrote that, and he said the way that they came up with that episode was they were on a fishing trip because they had gone on a writing, like they do like write-away camps where the writers and everything go to like a cabin in the woods for like
Yeah.
a week and write, like for bonding and everything else, like just as part of their job.
Bondage, yes.
Yeah, for bondage. And so anyway, this one time while they were on one of these trips, fucking Matt was like, "We need to go to this fish farm," because apparently he's obsessed with doing like chachi, like touristy shit
Yeah.
like that. So they went to this fish farm and they were sitting there and stuff like that. And one of the writers commented, "Man, like seeing all this makes me want fish sticks." And then the dude who came up with the line was like, looked at him and said, "Wait, did you say fish dicks or fish sticks?" Like, you know, and the guy, and then Trey Parker fucking just suddenly was like, whoa. Has anybody ever told that joke? Ever? And so they all got on their phones, they all pulled their phones out, they all started Googling, looking around to see if anybody had ever made like a gay fish joke, like, or a fish dicks joke. And they couldn't find one. They couldn't find a single fish dicks joke. So that's the joke they came up with. And they were like, okay, this is a fucking perfect joke. So we've come up with this joke no one's ever told before. Now, who's somebody who has absolutely no sense of humor? And immediately they were like, Kanye. He was the first person they immediately thought about. They were like, who has no sense of humor but would not get this joke at all and would be angry about it? And they were like, Kanye. And so they didn't even have to think about it. It's just they knew Kanye was the target.
Gay fish, I'm a genius.
I'm not a gay fish, I'm a genius.
Which brings me to my other amazing fact from South Park that I fucking love. The fact that they have...
The fact that they have...
Yep. The fact that they have so much love and care and passion for Kanye West, that when he rushed took the stage and took the mic from Taylor Swift at the VMAs, after he did that for 24 hours, they ran the Gay Fish episode.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it 24 hours or for...
It was like
remember.
a good time. It was like a good chunk of time afterwards, for sure.
It was a chunk of time where South Park was supposed to run a bunch of different episodes, and instead they chose to just run the Gay Fish episode.
To
the
let
entire
everybody
time.
see it, like, to give people as many opportunities to see it as possible.
Exactly. Because obviously Kanye loves the limelight, loves the spotlight, loves the attention, so they're figured, might as well give him what he wants.
It's true.
You
It's
know,
like when
they
Tom
really
Cruise
love him.
requested that they pull the episodes that he was featured in out of syndication, and they responded by featuring them even more.
Yep.
Like the Church of Scientology was like, "We'll come after you," and they were like, "Okay, we'll make an episode
Play.
out of it." They're like, "We'll make an episode out of it." Play.
Oh no! Every time
Okay,
I
well,
think of
we'll make
Tom
one of
Cruise
your-
in cartoons.
Okay, well we'll make
It's
one
like
of
3
your
feet tall.
voice we'll make one of your voice actors fucking quit because he's a Scientologist and you're making fun of his thing. Okay. Play.
Yeah.
Episode.
See, and that while we're on that topic, really quick, I would like to say that Isaac Hayes should not be hated because the people that made the decision for him to leave the show were taking advantage of the fact that he was in like bad medical condition because he had suffered a stroke and he wasn't able to make his own decisions about his character and stuff on the show. So these people basically, on his behalf, said unless they stop making jokes about Scientology, he would leave the show. And he never had a say in it because he was basically medically unable to. And then they ended up taking him off the show and killing off Chef in a very horrible way.
Which is why they also did it in a fucking incredible way where the entire episode also directly says, why did those fucking, guys
Yeah,
have
why
to
did those
take
guys
away?
have to take him away? Yeah, like exactly right.
Why'd you
And-
have to do this to him?
Yeah,
And
exactly
on
right.
top of that, the whole episode, it's obviously he wasn't gonna return for the season, so he wasn't
Yeah.
gonna do his own voice lines or anything. So these just took old voice lines that they had from him and clipped them together to make sentences.
Exactly.
Because they knew, hey, we'll still make the episode because Scientology won't actually do anything about it. But if he
Yeah.
won't give us the lines, we'll use the lines he already gave us.
Yeah, because they do still own those lines for the show and stuff, right? And that's the thing is like it's like that that
But
situation sucked dick. And at first, a lot of people thought he just quit the show, and that's what was
Yeah.
going around is that Isaac Hayes just quit, like but it was people
But it
who
was
wrote to them on his behalf.
Right. And
You
it was
know?
also final proof from, South Park that we like Isaac Hayes. We want him to be a part of the show, and he wanted to be part of the show, regardless what you fuckers say. So we're still putting him in the show.
Exactly.
Just to
and
tell
that
everybody
episode-
that you fucking killed him.
Yeah, exactly, right. And so, in that episode, that episode just kind of shows that, it's one of those things where when people are in a medically vulnerable state, we gotta look out for them, make sure that the right people are making their decisions for them,
Right.
It shouldn't be their church. It shouldn't be their church. It should be their family.
Now, mind you, even though some of these, adult comedy or adult cartoon shows are fucking comedies and they're supposed to make you laugh and shit like that, they still have solid messages. They still have some episodes that are fucking, really hard hitting and really emotional and shit.
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
A very special episode.
I have 3 examples in mind. One is the episode in Family Guy where Brian does shrooms during a hurricane and Meg fucking explodes on the family.
Yeah, she likes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one.
I mean, I never really felt that situation with my family, but obviously just the tension of having to release, all that pent up anger and shit. It's
And the joke at the end of the episode was just like, this episode means a lot to us. Don't do drugs. If you ever got to talk to someone about drugs, there's always someone behind the library.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always someone behind the library. Fuck, man. It's-
but there was that episode and then 2 episodes of Futurama, which is a show in and of itself that we need to talk
man.
about.
I think-
Drama, yes.
I think I know what one of the episodes are. Is it one of the episodes where Fry goes back to his old house?
Well, there's the one where Fry goes back to his old house.
If any of you mention Seymour, I'm gonna be
was
so
good.
fucking. I don't.
Okay, cool. I didn't have to mention it. I don't have to mention it then.
Nope. We don't need
Everybody
to talk
should
about
know-
Seymour.
Everybody should just know if you would love Futurama, Seymour.
Oh my god.
The most saddest and most heartfelt I've ever felt watching a cartoon.
That was literally the most devastating moment in any cartoon I've ever seen.
I'm watching this whole thing. Oh, that was the other. It wasn't Fry going home, even though that was a good one.
Yeah, when
it
Fry got
was-
to talk to his mom again, that was pretty sweet.
That one was sweet. And then there was also Leela fucking finding out her parents were mutants.
Yeah.
And then showing her fucking growing up in the orphanage with them helping as much as they could.
Yeah, she wasn't actually an alien. She thought she was an alien the entire time. That was intense, man. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, it's like, and Futurama had and that's what I loved about that show, and that's why I think it's coming back now, because it had that edge to it that even within the same episode where Professor Farnsworth is like, good news, everybody, about some stupid fucking invention he came up with, you can still have a moment where fucking Zoidberg has a touching moment with somebody, or fucking Bender shows more emotion than most other human characters on other TV shows. He has his own personality and his own distinct edge, and you've got the romance between Fry and Leela, and whether it's gonna happen. But it's there's
Jim
so
and
many.
Pam.
Well, it did.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They gave us an entire season finale that finally showed what would happen if they spent literally their entire lifetime together.
Yeah.
And they rebooted it back to the point where they could restart it right fucking now.
Yeah, exactly, and do things the same or do things differently, right? And it's one of those things where I don't know, man. I think it's just And the way that they worked in like that it's always like kind of about Fry feeling like lost, but like, you know, at the same time, like it's like how everybody kind of feels
Being
like a little
home.
bit disoriented and lost, but then we kind of, it's like about found family, which I think is what
Right.
made it so impactful, right? It's about like, you know, not having anybody in the world and kind of being like, these are the people that I've chosen to be around and let, you know.
Well, I mean, what do you expect from fantastic fucking writers? I mean, obviously Matt Groening, the creator of Simpsons, creates Futurama too, but the writing staff on Futurama. Fun facts about the writing staff: the writing staff held 3 PhDs, 7 master's degrees, and altogether had more than 50 years at Harvard University.
Jesus.
This was a fucking writing room for a TV show. Mind you, they've also created 3 languages. Of them, only 2 of them have been deciphered. All alienese and shit like that.
Yeah, they had like, yeah, they invented their own languages, and they invented like, and I mean they had actual mathematical formulas like in the background on chalkboards and stuff like that. They had like legitimate mathematical formula and stuff like that that made actual sense.
I'm not 100% sure because I don't know the math to actually solve it, but apparently there's a formula in Futurama where if you solve
This is fucking great.
Where you solve.
it, it basically comes out to be boobs.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
8008 S, yeah.
80085 or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, man. And like and they even did things for like basically for like nebula simulations and all kinds of things like that that basically were like actually mathematically accurate. When the and another one is the Harlem Globetrotters episode, like when they were on and they all switched bodies. They actually wrote out a complicated formula of exactly how many times they would need to switch bodies randomly before they ended up back in the same bodies.
And they
Like in the
figured out
proper
that
body.
with right, they created the actual formula that they
Yeah.
showed on the show to solve that problem.
Yeah.
Which would be simple and literally every single time it's add 2 people.
Yeah. So it's
No
like,
matter
so it's
what.
like, yeah, so it's like switch around, and it's like one of those things that it's like they eventually got everybody back into the right body, but it like they did the right amount of times because they actually did the math to figure out how many times it would take. They're like, if we have 3 people who've swapped bodies, how many times would you have to swap those 3 people to get it to actually like be
Right.
randomly, like to get them to be back in the proper body? And it's like, and like they did that, and it's amazing.
If you do it with the 3 people itself, then it would be so many times.
Yeah.
If you did it with the 9 people itself, it would be so many times. You had 1
Yeah.
person, cuts out this much. You had 2 people, this, bam.
Yeah, and it's amazing that
It's
they actually
effective.
they just did the math just for a gag in an episode. You know, like that's fucking amazing, dude. Like it's so amazing, and I'm glad it's coming
They've
back.
also
I'm stoked it's coming back.
They've also taken full-on or not only mathematics, but also astrology and shit like that into factor. Like, they've taken the small little bits they've seen from planets that are far distances out, and they've animated them with
Oh,
a
he means
fucking...
astronomy. I thought you were
Did I
gonna
say-
start talking.
what
Yeah,
did I
I thought you said astrology. I thought you were gonna start talking about horoscopes and stuff. I was gonna let you talk, but
No,
but
astronomy.
astronomy.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good, bro. We're stoned, dude.
Um,
That's the point of the episode. That's the point of the show.
You saw me do my fucking bong rips earlier.
Oh yeah, no, straight up. That's the point of the show, bro. We're baked
So-
right now.
So yeah, fucking, you'll get some idea of a little tiny fucking planet that's way the fuck out there, and they'll be like, okay, animate that.
Yep. And they have like plausible scenarios for situations that you can run into on other planets and stuff like that, and like, you know, like plausible, like, you know, like they use a warp technology, but they actually explain in one of the episodes how their warp technology works, which is actually one of the theories of like warp, which is that you don't actually move the ship. You just keep the ship stationary, generate a field around it, and then move the universe
Bend it
around the
around.
ship.
Oh yeah,
You know,
when they
like,
did the
so it's like-
Morbius fucking strip thing
Yeah.
and they went 2-dimensional.
Yeah, like it's wild, man.
Very
Like
nice,
just the way that fucking like the way that they described it and stuff is an actual. It's a physical theory. It's something that they think could be possible. But
Nerds.
Yeah, we're
Shut
nerds.
up.
We're nerds. We're nerds. But straight up though, that is a fantastic show, and honestly, like I said, I'm glad they're bringing it back. I can't wait to see what they do with it. They've got a lot of the same writing staff coming back, a lot of the same characters coming back, and like, it's gonna be fucking sweet.
Hey buds, you really want to show off your love of marijuana or just really shine at your next smoke session? You really want to go to myhighshop.com for some of the coolest cannabis clothing and accessories. They have shirts, sweats, jewelry, grinders, and even pipes made out of amethyst crystals. You can check them out using the link below and let them know I sent you by using code GoodBudsCurtis at checkout. You can save 35% off your entire order and free shipping. Again, that's code GoodBudsCurtis at checkout. Thank you to myhighshop.com, and let's get back to the show.
So, obviously, cartoons, they shape everything, fucking, how we kind of are today. Fucking, even now, I go back and I still watch some of those old cartoons, shit like that.
Yeah.
But some other ones that, you know, we kind of know and love are some of the ones that some people wouldn't exactly consider cartoons, but also, you know, have evolved lives of their own. For example, anime.
Mm-hmm. True.
Obviously.
Oh,
A lot of people now, they'll get very angry if you call anime cartoons.
Correct.
They are
Which-
cartoons though.
But unfortunately,
Tried
that's
to
the
piss 'em
only.
off.
This is the best way you can explain anime to adults. Just say Japanese cartoons,
Yeah.
because then they know, okay, it's not American, but it's the Japanese, and that's
it's
anime.
literally the definition of anime.
And
Yeah.
exactly. Japanese cartoons.
Japanese cartoon. A Japanese style cartoon.
Right.
Anime.
But obviously, with Toonami and a couple reruns on like Teen Nick and shit like that,
Yeah.
as Americans, we get a little bit of that growing up, and now that we have stuff or streaming services and Funimation and shit, you can get any show that's ever come out now. But back in the day, your options were kind of limited to what was on Toonami and what was on Teen Nick. So Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and Bleach. Basically,
I only
were the
watched
main
Dragon
ones.
Ball. I didn't
Now,
like Nutella so much. See,
Nutella.
I couldn't really get into Bleach, but Dragon Ball, that's where.
I watch Dragon Ball a lot. Dragon Ball Z.
Ah!
3 episodes
Oh, then-
later.
The next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Ah!
that's the thing. The 2 episodes I watched were all screaming. So I'm like, what is this fucking show? I'm so confused. I'm not watching it anymore.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh,
I know.
Now, Naruto, I'd seen the first couple of episodes. I'm like, okay, this is funny. This is good. This is everything like that.
Later in
And then
the
I
season.
skipped.
Ah!
And then I stopped watching it. And then when I came back, they were all in this dome and everyone was fighting each other and everyone had these cool powers and shit. And then I missed a week and then I felt really bad and I didn't want to watch it anymore because I couldn't watch it in order.
And now
because
there are
fucking
and
old
now
cartoon
there
sucks.
and now there are 800 episodes. So even if you wanted to watch them in order, you'd be sitting there for 3 fucking years.
Well,
Yep.
good thing I don't like
And-
it.
Don't even
If you skip the filler episodes, though, you'd only be there for 2 hours.
don't get me started on One Piece.
Oh my god, One Piece. I think it's
They-
up to like 1,700 or something. It's like over 1,000
Not
now.
1,700.
It's over 1,000 now, for sure.
Over 9,000?
It's got to be over 1,000 at least.
God.
981. Not
No,
yet.
really? 981? Oh, they're getting so close. I wonder if they get back to 991 or 999, if they're just going to go back to 0001 and just kind of reboot the series.
Or wait. Or okay.
How about what
So,
do we recommend?
yeah, it's all right. So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, it's a lot of episodes though. Of fucking oh my god, One Piece.
yeah. So Toonami fucking started playing that a little bit, and again, I saw the first couple episodes. I'm like, oh, this is really good, really good. Skipped it, and then by the time I finally got back to it, I'm like, oh god, there's already 500 episodes, and I have no way of watching this for free instantly.
Yep.
That's why.
Yep.
I still watch Dragon Ball to this day. They're doing like this super saga, they call it now. And they're coming out with a new movie. And Piccolo's getting a new form.
Well, they had to bring
looks
it back
sick.
because the creator was so disappointed with the live action movie that he fucking brought it back out of retirement and started
Thank
making new
God, because that
episodes.
was terrible.
Like, he got so
But
mad at that
but
movie, he's
they
like, I'm unretiring.
they saved it. The Dragon Ball Super series is fucking awesome. It's great.
That's awesome. I'll have to check it out. I haven't checked it out yet, but I remember watching Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Z when I was younger and being like, I don't understand this at all. And then I
It
found
was
out,
great.
then I found out as a teenager that they cut it up a lot, and that they chunked it up into like they got rid of a lot of stuff and they cut a bunch of stuff out and that kind of thing. So I watched the
See,
originals and I was like, holy fuck, people die. Like they're
yeah,
not
oh
like
yeah, no, they
like
fucking.
I'm like people die.
You know how many
and,
times
like
Goku's died?
like 7, 8.
Frieza,
More.
you know how many times they bring Frieza back to life?
Oh god, I don't even know.
I think
man.
4.
When they bring, no, actually, he's not like coming back to life. They bring him in and he's got like this halo, and then they're just like, okay, you gotta go back to hell, bro. That's what happened with the last arc in Super. This last arc in Super, the basically the guy who created every universe, and there's like 11 different universes. And the dude who basically runs every single one of those universes put every single one of them into a tournament called the Tournament of Powers.
Yeah.
And if all the fighters got eliminated from the tournament, wiped the entire universe.
Oh wow.
And
That's pretty high stakes.
yeah, and let's see. Yeah, and then they, it was obviously Goku at the end versus someone, and they couldn't find like their 7th fighter, so they're just like, let's just bring Frieza back, and they brought Frieza in, and
Okay.
well enough, they thought Frieza and another one, Android 17, who came from the Android arc, were still in the tournament and helped take out the one guy because the one guy was actually really fucking strong, and that one guy who won. If you won the tournament, you got the guy who created all the universes. He gave that winner the 7 Dragon Balls, which is a wish of their choosing. And the guy wished for every single one of the universes to come back.
Nice.
There you go.
So
Oh, yeah.
I'm
And
stoked to see what
everyone
they
wins.
And everybody wins, and that's how you call wrapping up an episode. You bring it back to the beginning so that it's like nothing happened the next episode. Like you
No,
start
they
the next
haven't
episode.
made, but they haven't made an episode since. So
Yeah, you make another
They made
episode
two-
after that.
they-
It's
they
just
made
kinda
a-
like, well,
they're
that was
making-
intense.
this is the second movie since, but the first movie, the
See-
movies they've been doing for those are pretty good.
Yeah, that live
now,
action movie
personally-
was fire.
Personally, I know that there's a lot of
Shut
filler episodes, and I know
fuck
there's a lot
up.
of stuff on Dragon Ball Z. So personally, I never got into it. Now, when I did get older, I got online because online cartoons are another category.
yeah.
But
Oh,
I specifically got into Team 4-Star, who does Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
oh my God,
Which-
yes.
Shortens the Dragon Ball Z episodes down to a funny ass fucking moment montage that gets dubbed and voiced over, and it's way better. And
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever be able to actually enjoy the show
No,
because
you
Oh,
get the
that's-
gist of it from that though.
That's what I
Yeah,
wanted to
but I still
mention
got the gist
earlier.
of it.
Djibouti Dubs did the same thing with the Spider-Man cartoons.
Oh yeah,
With the flick of my wand and the flick of my dick, you'll get on your knees and blow me real quick, but not right now. I can't remember the rhyme, but it was fucking hilarious. Hey, fuck, I
That's
hate when he
great.
rhymes.
I'll make you have to suck and blow, but not right now. I have to go.
Fuck, I hate when he rhymes. Yeah. Oh my God, it's so great, so great. But it's like, yeah, like, and internet cartoons, like, I mean, honestly, I remember when I saw, like, the first Cyanide and Happiness short, like, those guys are
Sign?
fucking goddamn hilarious.
The sign.
So fucking hilarious, man.
Literally, it's just like, it's literally 5 seconds, like the barbershop quartet in the taxi. Hey, babe, how you doing? Nice tits.
You got nice tits. Oh no! They crash. The guy just rolls out.
My favorite side I happiness is still Beer Run to this day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna go for a beer run, dude. You're so drunk. No, it's cool. Wow, get more party for the booze.
You ain't my babysitter.
Hey,
Oh my God.
can you get some ice? Sure, man, I got you. Vroom. Ah! Screams the entire way is there, crashes into it, buys his beer,
That
drives all
reminds
the way
me
back,
of
crashes in, fucking kills everybody at the party. Oh no! I forgot the ice!
that reminds me of the most recent one that I saw, which was it was called Bananas, and fucking basically the dad dude goes to the store to pick up bananas, and he gets like fresh green bananas, and he's like, gotta get these bananas home before they fucking go bad, fuck, and so he like runs out to his car and he jumps in the car, he's like, fuck, gotta get him home, and he's like speeding through fucking traffic, and like as every time it like cuts away and shows him like swerving through traffic, then cuts back, the bananas are a little bit more like ripe. And by the time he gets them home, he's like kicks the door and he's like, I got these fucking bananas, we gotta eat them really quick. And the wife is like, oh motherfuck, we gotta fucking eat the bananas, motherfuck. and so he like puts them on the table and he's like, let's go. And then by that point they're like brown.
They're brown.
And fucking, like they're like compost. And he's like, no.
Every goddamn time.
And it's just like.
Another good
so
one
great.
is the kid reading the joke book to his dad, and his dad was just trying to tell him to clean the room, and he's like, what do you get when you cross your dad with a bad attitude?
What?
And he takes off his belt. Is it pants?
Is it pants?
And then the ending where he's just like, hey dad, what do you get when you mix pneumonia with bleach? Mustard gas? That ain't funny. And the kid fills the bathroom with mustard gas.
What's that smell? For me, one of my favorites is the office bully. Fucking guys, here comes Chad down the office. Hey loser, what's your name? What's that mustard stain on your shirt? Ha, got you. Hey, Jan, pull my finger. And he just pushes in his finger with his other finger. Like, what are you doing, man? And then his ass just keeps sucking everything in from the office. Everything just implodes. He goes down with that ship. Whole office implodes on a single point. And then the one guy just comes up from walking down the street. He's just like, well, must be a Monday. Fucking shoves his head up his ass. Fucking disappears into himself. And then end of the episode.
Yep. Yep.
Looks like Justice was blinded the entire time. The purple shirted eye stabber.
Yep. Dude, like seriously, straight up fucking like that's some of the best comedy on the internet. And I mean that comedy, and like we're talking like even like Machinima's like fucking Red versus Blue from Rooster Teeth and shit. And like you know like those kind of things. Now obviously like like Machinima the company.
Yeah,
can
no,
go
their
fuck
dog
itself.
shit. Yeah,
No, like,
shit
but
pieces of shit humans.
the thing is that they got their name from a thing. Like the thing is called a machinima, which is any animation that's used like a game, and you use a game engine to render it. Like say if you're using like Gary's mod to like animate a scene, that scene is called a machinima. It's just the name of that type of animation. And like the company, fuck them, took their name from that thing. Right, so like when I say
on all YouTubers.
Yeah, so when I say machinima, I mean like the actual type of animation like made in the Halo engine for Rooster Teeth making Red versus Blue, which was goddamn hilarious. Cause like you know like the fact that like those
I loved it for the first couple seasons, and then it got so ridiculous that I'm like, I'm out for a second.
Yeah, it got a little bit weird. But overall, like, you know, like, there's a lot of great comedy on the internet and a lot of great cartoons that pop up on the internet, like Salad Fingers and fucking, like, you know,
Charlie
like,
the Unicorn.
Yeah, Charlie the Unicorn, oh my god.
Well, just,
going to Unicorn, let's go to Candy Mountain, Charlie!
honestly, just anything by Film Cow. Just go to Film Cow and look up anything
Fucking
they have.
the llamas, like, Carl, why'd you kill all those people, Carl?
I wanted to taste their human sacrifice blood.
Is that blood, Carl? Oh my god, Carl!
No, it's just ketchup. I had fries earlier.
Carl! Why are those bodies
so
Carl?
fast, and it was amazing.
Like, so good.
One of my favorite is Triangle People.
Dude, whatever you do, don't watch
Or not
the whole saga.
Marshmallow
It's the
People.
thing.
Marshmallow People.
Yeah.
Hey, Triangle Man, can we eat your flesh?
Oh my god, yes.
We can't. But no, we have to praise what our new favorite thing is. Suction Cup, man.
Oh,
Fuck yeah, Suction Cup Man!
yeah. It's like, I'm Penis Man!
Well, yeah, depending on how he is. Fucking obviously, if he's in his normal phase, he's just Suction Cup Man. But if you get him, angry enough and take away his suction cups.
No, the fuck. I'm Penis Man!
It's so great. No, the
God,
fuck
Isaac-
you are not!
Isaac actually got the Suction Cup Man.
Yeah, he actually
Stuffed
legit went
plushie.
out and got the suction cup, man. And Isaac, if you tilt your camera up by
We
like
can't.
4 degrees.
Well, they can't see it.
No, they can't see it, but it'll be
It's-
perfectly in frame.
Yeah, I know, but it's probably because of Zoom.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah,
Looks
it's
good.
fucking fantastic. It's just like a plushy figure that has suction cups on it, so you can actually stick it to stuff. But
Yeah,
if you haven't seen Suction Cup Man, 4-part series on YouTube, fucking amazing,
Dramatic.
fucking hilarious,
amazing.
Dramatic.
Notice
intense.
Hence.
you're a bitch.
That man goes through hell and back.
Yep.
Literally.
Hey, I wrote you a song. It goes like this. But you're a bitch.
Oh man, the battle between him and Kim Jong Un.
Intense.
Get the fuck off my missile. Fuck you.
Fuck you!
The same people make
Fuck
some
yeah.
other great stuff. I think they made the one of
They
my
also made
favorite
Skim Milk.
animes, the skim milk.
Yep.
Don't fuck the skim milk. I'm gonna stick my dick
Hold
in
on.
the skim milk.
Well, hold on. Hey, man, do we got any milk?
No, we got skim milk.
What? No, fuck skim milk.
No, don't fuck the skim milk.
No, fuck the skim milk.
No, don't fuck it.
No, I'm gonna fuck the skim milk.
Don't fuck the
I'm
skim
gonna-
milk.
I'm gonna fuck the sim. I'm gonna stick my dick in the skim milk. I'm gonna stick my dick in the skim milk. Skim milk. Stick your dick in it.
Oh my god.
I think they made the one animation I really like. It's a parody to the show The Office. And Michael Scott comes in, he's like, all right, guys, today's going to be a very serious day, so no pranks. And it cuts to Jim getting interviewed by the cameraman, and he's just like, I'm totally going to prank Dwight when he gets in the office. And Dwight comes in, he's like, greetings, inferiors, and he gets stabbed.
Pranked.
And he's like, I knew Jim was going to play a prank on me, so that's why I hired a stunt double. And then he stabs Jim. And then it goes to Toby, the human resource man, or the fucking human resource man. Come on, you guys, you can't just keep stabbing each other. I don't see how this is a prank. They stab him.
That's insane, man. And honestly, I remember another great internet cartoon, the Professor Brothers. I don't know if either of you guys have heard of the Professor Brothers.
Nope.
I don't think
But
so.
they do animated skits and music videos and stuff like that. And for me, there's so many memorable lines. I'll forever remember the line, "When you get to the crossroads of life, don't forget your knocks." Yeah, you never it's that means a lot. And and also they've got a song called "Prisoner Christmas," which is my go-to Christmas song. I literally play it every Christmas season. It is one of the best songs ever written, and it will get stuck in your head. It's one of the catchiest songs. But they do a very janky kind of almost like the Critic style animation, but a little bit different. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and it's fantastic, man, fantastic. But it's the Professor Brothers. They are legitimately they make goddamn hilarious content. They've got a lot of different songs, a lot of different skits, that are just worth watching and worth checking out. That honestly, I'm glad I saw them, and they're just a crazy thing you can find it on the internet. It's one of those things that people put the shit out here,
Oh, yeah.
for everybody to see.
Yep.
You can
Before we hit the road, though, because I see you guys are packing bongs.
We're always packing bugs.
We can't forget ASDF.
Oh no, the ASDF movies are
Yeah.
fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
has. I remember when the first one came out, and I fucking watched the shit out of it, and I've seen every single one as they've come out since.
Same.
It's fucking fantastic that there's like what?
It's like 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
Yes,
super
it's
fun.
14. Well, it's been 8 months since the last one, so there's probably going to be a 15th coming soon.
Now is that the that's trying to remember. Is that the one that's got Trogdor?
Trogdor.
The Burninator?
No.
No. Trogdor was a man. No wait, he was a dragon man. In fact, he was just a dragon, but he was still Trogdor.
Jeez.
That song was on
Compilation.
that song was on on Guitar Hero. It was so popular that I got on Guitar Hero.
I thought that was that Homestead guy.
Was that Homestar Runner?
Homestar Runner, yeah.
Was that okay? Yeah. No, different. I was different. Like I was thinking, I was confused.
But anyway.
My old fart brain got confused.
But with all that being said, I think the buds at home should let us know what their favorite cartoons are, past, present, future, fucking whatever things have interested you that have been in an animated format. Let us know in comments below on our Facebook, on all the socials and everything like that. And in the meantime, we hope that you've enjoyed our little animated fucking show that we did here.
We are cartoons.
We're also sometimes.
Where's my knife? I'm stabbing myself.
Don't.
Oh shit, dude, that was awesome. No, Curtis isn't animating that though.
Oh,
No,
Not
he's
in
not.
So,
Not in our budget.
no, it is
No.
not. We
What
can't
budget?
send this off to Korea. But with all this being said, I do have, like Isaac was saying, I have a bong pack right here.
You know. Oh,
Where's your-
he's
where's your-
got some
where-
ash on the
where-
inside of it from his joint.
Where's your joint?
Smoked.
Gone.
Oh.
Yeah, gone.
Alright.
I got So
I don't have to take this shit from you, Isaac. I got my bong packed.
So what are you smoking this week again, Curtis?
Fucking sweet Steve Buscemi Bugatti, you fucker.
Steve Buscemi Bugatti.
Yes, and I'm
That sounds like a.
It's banana macaroon.
Sounds like a car I do
And
not
I'm
want
smoking
to
that
own.
RockBud this week. Oh my god, it's Steve Buscemi Macaroon.
Steve Buscemi Bugatti
I
Macaroon.
love it. Anyway, that's awesome. Yeah, I got a bong packed right here, just like Curtis does. So we should.
Let's smoke some blaze it buds at home. Toke boke.
I'm gonna Photoshop a Bugatti now with the replace the grow Steve Buscemi's face.
You got it. You got it.
Okay, you know what, everyone, this is your homework.
Yeah.
A
Get
Steve
us your
Buscemi
best
Bugatti.
Buscemi Bugatti.
Steve Buscemi Bugatti.
Yeah.
with
Bonus
all that
points.
being
Bonus
said-
points if you put Curtis inside of the Buscemi Bugatti.
And
with
the
all
best the best one we see gets
You don't
Curtis
get to
reads
make
him a
that call.
bedtime story.
You don't get to make that call.
I'm
They have to
making the
subscribe to. Nope, they have to subscribe to our Patreon for that. And with all that being said, Buds, thank you so much for joining us on the Good Buds podcast. We're gonna roll on for the road, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, buds. Later.
Later.
Cut.
My line, you're playing so fast and loose.